Good evening and welcome to another edition of George's Workbench. I'm George, this is the Workbench, and tonight we're going to have a couple of things, just a little diddly thing I'm going to show you, which is this, which you can't see too well for now, but you will do when I put the camera closer. And the other thing I'm going to be playing with are these two disco lights, which I picked up at Lidl's today, and I thought I'd give them a go and just see how good they were. They're battery operated little toy lights. They're not really anything serious, but we'll have a go. We'll see what they do, and we can play with other ideas and see what else we can do and maybe improve them a little bit. Okay, back in a little while. Okay, so now we're on the bench and it's here. Let's have a go first of all with looking at this little board which I showed you. Now I don't know if I can get the camera to focus in. No, we're not going to say what Ave says. Right, that is actually the tail light from an articulated lorry trailer. And the reason I've got it is because my day job involves maintaining these things. And I've broken all the red plastic off because the light wasn't working. And as you can see, if I can get it focusing even better, I'll focus in. There we go. You can see all the corrosion around the components where there's been a crack in the plastic lens, and it's basically just corroded away and stopped working. Probably if I test the LED will test good. It looks like a dual red LED in there. But the rest of the circuitry is beyond redemption. So, yeah, that's that. That's going to go in the save for another day pile. Okay, now we're back onto these little toy disco lights. And what can I say? Here we go. Right, let's open the box. And, right, the first thing, you even get a book of instructions on the two different types in 50 million different languages, because obviously this is just having a quick read. Yes, this is just telling you how to change the batteries, and that they don't accept any risks for anything you do with it, and it could explode if you break the batteries open. Well, okay, so that goes in the bin. Box can go over there for now. Let's get it out the bag and see what we've got. So we have here a battery powered, and it comes with the batteries already included, alkaline batteries, which isn't a bad start. Not for retail trade, so okay, these are, buy in bulk and sell. And you've got a little dome and a switch, so it's impressive. I can see you really are blown away by this, aren't you? Yeah. The idea on this one is good, but let's just say the get my voice right. The implementation is a little bit naff. I'll turn it off again. The coloured lenses do what they're supposed to do. They change the colour of the light, but unfortunately the light inside is two standard white LEDs. Now, admittedly, because it runs off batteries, you couldn't really put, huge ultra brights in there, but it's a little bit, they don't throw out enough light to make any sort of output at all. The LEDs are too focused on probably coming out of this lens here, which is just plain sort of orange. So we'll take that one apart in a little while. Let's have a look at the other one. Again, let's take it out of the box. Yep, exactly the same instructions. Into the dustbin. Box over there. And what have we got this time? Well, we've got a mirror ball. And again, the switch, and it looks like we have LEDs poking up. So let's fire it up. Now that's a little bit better. Not quite as naff. But again, the limitations are that normally in a disco, your mirror ball is lit by 3 sort of wide beam spotlights pointing at individual sides. Could be up to 6 depending on how rich the DJ is or how rich the club is. But normally you'll have at least 2 sort of wide beam lights pointing at each of the sides, and then the mirrors will reflect individual dots of light. Now, it is sort of happening. I'm going to see if I can turn some lights off, and you can just about see the pattern of dots sort of going round. But unfortunately, again, the base is too small for any of this light to actually reach the top of the ball. So the top end isn't doing anything at all. It's only the bottom bit that's actually doing anything. So what it really needs is light projecting on one of these sides. Now, what have I got on the desk that could do the job? Oh, that might work. Laser. And that does send dots of light all over the place, probably into the camera, and that makes quite an interesting effect. So that might be something to do to make this slightly better. Let's see if I've got my other one here. That's green, so we could have multiple colours. That if I point them at the bottom, you can see the dots sort of and the beams flashing around, probably into my eyes and killing everything. But yeah, so we are getting some sort of pattern, and if I move the lasers, you're getting a more random sort of scattering of light. Now, these particular laser pointers are quite finely focused, so they're only going to be sort of activating no more than 1 or 2 mirrors. So you're still not getting the full effect of a single bright light. Torch. Right, let's have a go and see if this does it better. Now that's actually a better display. Let's point it from round the back so that you'll get the effect on the back wall there. So there you go. That's what it would look like if it was lit with a much brighter light source. So, and again, if I go from the top, you get the spinning dots coming sort of from the vertical just off centre. And as I widen the beam, you get far more dots floating around. So yeah, that just shows that really it needs several points of light at different angles to make it work better. So they've got the idea right, but the base needs to be sort of twice the size, and the light's pointing at the sides rather than just at the base. So there we go with those. I think what I'll do now is I'll stop the camera and move you so that you're over the bench like I usually am, and we'll take, I think, this one apart first and see whether we can do anything to make it slightly better. It could be quite a fun little project, that. So we'll see you shortly. Bye for now. Right, okay, so here we are on the bench. Now it looks like I've already got the batteries out. Let's see, we've got 1, 2, and 3 little screws. That should separate something. Right, okay, there we go. So I've got to figure out how to get the ball off the top. Just pull it. That's probably the logical way. It's not glued in, so it's quite unusual that they're using belt pulleys on the motor rather than gears to actually drive this thing. As you can see, the 2 Diddy LEDs are sort of poked in the top. So you've got the LEDs. Looks like a resistor in there to bring the voltage down. Yeah, there's the battery through the switch to the resistor. One leg goes to the motor, one leg goes to the LEDs, which are on this stick. Now that's the rotating spindle, so if I remove the belt, that loosens that. Now, how do these come out? There's got to be a way of this thing coming to pieces. That turns, so this is weird. That's actually a spindle inside that. That's not actually turning, and neither's that, so something there is spinning. I don't think it's just the wires holding them in. It could be. Tell you what, give us a couple of minutes, we'll have it to bits. Back in a sec. Yeah, well, that was a bit easy. There's a little plastic sort of spigot there, which the wire's basically hooked round, and the only things that's holding the LEDs in place is actually the tightness of the wire. So as you can see, I can pull them up, and they're just a couple of LEDs with a bit of heat shrink round them. So let's get something incredibly sharp and take off the heatsink. This is where you watch me quite deftly slice open my fingers. So yeah, it is. It's just 2 LEDs in parallel with a bit of heat shrink to stop the 2 legs shorting out. So how could we improve that? Well, it needs to be brighter and it needs to be all around. I wonder whether a torch bulb would actually be a better source of illumination. Yeah, well, off you come. We'll get that off in a minute. I do have some higher brightness LEDs. Let's see if... let's try something like that first, I think. Right, here we go. Right, so these are the standard LEDs. I'm going to zoom you in actually and see if we could see the difference. It's gone all dark, hasn't it? Right, okay. We're a bit dark, but we're zoomed in, and if you actually look at these two LEDs, you can see the actual phosphor there. And what I've dug out of my box are a pair of these, which are 5mm ultra brights. Now, as you can see, there's a much larger surface of phosphor element there. I think that's what it is. I can't remember exactly how the technology is these days, but these are meant to be ultra brights, and I've got a pair of them, so might try a pair of them first. And if not, I actually have a 3/4 watt 8mm LED. I've got a few of these. Now this 8mm doesn't look to be any bigger than the 5s, so I think what we're going to do for this is we'll go with the 5s and see what it looks like. So the soldering iron's heating up, the solder's on the bench. Let's knock everything over while we're in. Need a much bigger tool. There we go. That'll do for this test. So let's just push them back into there. Get the drive belt that I disconnected. Not use the sharp end. Use the side. Oh, come on. Right, get on there. And of course it's big. Oh dear. Whenever anything simple is meant to happen, it's just my luck that it doesn't. So let's just move around the drive belt, whack it down there like that. Okay, so let's put the batteries back in. And hit the switch. Now that's a bit brighter. I should be able to put the ball on the top without the casing. And well, I don't know, let's turn the lights out. It's a bit better. The reality is I don't think anything will improve that, so I think we'll just give that up as a sort of dead duck. As you can see, you are getting some splashes of light through there, but the colours aren't dark enough and the LEDs aren't bright enough. And I bet those batteries would die within, not very long, seeing as those LEDs are as bright as they are. So that's that one. Let's go back to that. And let's go to the mirror ball. So let's switch this off. I'm going to pull that off. And poke that back through there. See if we can line everything up. Somehow it's got to fit together, and that's where the screws go in, so they must line up with somehow. Must only go in one way round. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It could be like that. You know when it's late at night and you really can't be bothered. Right, so let's get the sharp thing out of the way. Right, so we'll pull the batteries out of this. And I would imagine if that last one was anything to go by, the ball should just pull off. And yeah, there's no LEDs in this one. They're all on the outside. And if we take this apart, exactly the same, except there's even there's an extra pulley in that one. Let's get that one back. Yeah, there's only 2 pulleys in the in that one, but there's 3 in that, and they've even, well, you can see it's the same mouldings. That's where the third wheel goes in, so obviously manufacturing wise they are identical, and I would imagine that's just to change the rotation speed. Okay, so what have we got? LEDs, 1, 2. Yeah, it's just 3 LEDs in parallel. Again, the standard. These are actually quite tall 5mm LEDs. A very tall sort of housing compared to the ones we took out, and in fact compared to the ones that were in the other unit, so quite a bit bigger. I don't know, I wonder if, just trying to think how to make that better, to get a better spread of light. I might try laser diodes at some stage, but we need to get some wide beam ones. Yeah, I think, you know, in reality, what am I going to do? I'm just going to change the bulbs and make it look different. So, Aldi's, your disco lights, great little toys, but that's all they are. They're not really, you couldn't really use them for anything serious, and you couldn't say they'd light up a party because, quite frankly, they're crap. But, you know, bit of fun to take apart, and hopefully you guys have enjoyed watching it. So, at this point, I'm going to say thank you very much, and see you again for the next video. Bye-bye, and hopefully we will see you the next time. See you later. Bye-bye.